Okay.
Oh, you cold yet, honey?
Freezing.
Oh. Good morning, guys. Watson Lake. Internet says it's -18. The truck little Walmart grade sensor says -9, but either way, it is cold.
It is a beautiful but very chilly morning here in Watson Lake. I cannot believe the difference between -9 last night and -18 this morning. It is brutal, but the truck kept us so warm and cozy. We had no idea how cold it was out here.
We slept barefoot.
We did. And now we're gonna go find another hot spring, so I'm a happy girl today. I think we're gonna shoot for Dawson Creek if we can make it and get out of this cold weather, or start getting out of this cold weather, because that's the point at which we can head south. And I think we, as well as the truck, are ready. We're getting some glaciers going in the back there, so. But it really has not been as bad as I anticipated it to be. It's been kind of fun. We're having a good time. Okay, it is time for a break. We have made it to Liard Hot Springs. Looks like they're keeping the little park here maintained. Everything's snow plowed.
There's 2 other vehicles here.
Oh.
We won't be alone. That's a bummer.
I know. I was really hoping to have a place to ourselves.
Crunchy snow. God. Time for a driver switch. That was a refreshing visit to Liard Hot Springs. What's not to love about that place? So I'm really hoping there's enough daylight left so we can fly this new little bird of ours. This is the DJI Mavic Mini.
I wanna go there someday. I know we're going somewhere, into the danger zone. It all points right to that. I set myself aside, lead the way on this drive.
We are pushing into the night now. It's golden hour, and at these latitudes, we're still very high up. If you didn't know it, like most of our journey, at least in this video, has been all east. We have not made a major push south yet, and that still is not going to come until Dawson City. Well, let's take a second and chat with you about gear and clothing for this adventure. As you can tell, I'm in a t-shirt. Yeah, I have a stocking cap on. I'm wearing the same pants that I wear every single day of my life. Wearing tennis shoes right now. I was -18 at one point. It's now 15 above. But we do have gear with us, you know, in terms of winter gloves, winter coats, some boots, and we just double up socks. We left our extreme winter boots back in Alaska, but we have extra tufts with lots of socks. But the gist is you want to be prepared to handle the elements if your hand has been forced and you have to. But we have a little bit of redundancy with the camper, but we definitely have the gear with us, and you should be prepared as well.
Made it to Fort Nelson. It's only about 6:30, but we've decided to go ahead and stop here for the night. We've been trying, as you know, to stay in places of civilization each night just in case we have problems. And there really is nothing between here and Fort St. John, which is 400 kilometers on. And then Dawson is 480, so we're talking like 200 to 300 more miles. We're pretty tired, just not sure we can make it that far, and we don't want to be stupid and end up having to stay in the middle of the night somewhere, I mean the middle of nowhere for the night, and have a problem. So we're fueling up, gonna grab a bite to eat, and we're just gonna have a restful evening at home in the RV. Get an early start tomorrow and make a push. We're gonna try to make Prince George, which would be a 500-mile drive from here. So that's your update for this evening. This video is not over. We will continue, but the day is over.
Good morning, guys, from Fort Nelson, British Columbia. It's, I don't know, the internet said it's 9 degrees right now. That's not bad. So we experienced a, well, it's like a fairly critical malfunction last night. The circulation pump is my guess on the Espar, which is our diesel-fired hydronic heat source. But we stopped the engine. We're, you know, getting settled in, and I turned it on. And it's just like, it's running, it's running, it's running, but there's no heat coming out. Well, turns out about 5 minutes later, we hear this like, man, yeah. So the Espar has bit the dust for right now. And if you're not familiar with where our Espar unit is, that's it right there behind the bumper and license plate of the truck. I'm not too thrilled about this, because this will be the 3rd time I've had to remove that unit and take it apart. The first time was for maintenance, and the second time was for the combustion blower motor, and now the circulation pump. So the workaround to that was leaving the engine running and idling on the Fuso all night long. I wasn't gonna risk having this thing freeze up on us.
Well, good morning, good evening, good middle of the night, I don't know. The early bird got up, the engine was already running, so we decided to get back on the road. We decided to get back on the road. Actually, we went to bed at a very reasonable hour last night, and we both woke up refreshed this morning, ready to go and hopefully get to a little bit more of a temperate climate here.
We've made it to the outskirts of Dawson City, just drove through a bunch of oil country. Yeah, this is getting to be the end of this journey, even though our journey as a whole is far from complete. This would be trip number 9 for me and trip number 7 for Beck of traversing the Alaska Highway. Good thing now is that it's our opportunity to head like positively south and just get to warmer climate. And our hand has been pushed since we don't have a way of heating the engine. But we thought it'd be symbolic to pull into the famous Alaska Highway sign. And as you're gonna see, there it's not the milepost. The milepost happens to be in the middle of an intersection, right in kind of historic Dawson.
Gee, there's not very many RVs here this time. Usually you have to wait your turn to get a picture here. Alright, we made it, mile 0, here we are. Never done this in the wintertime, so we thought we better get a couple of pictures. But not going to dilly-dally too long, we have a long ways to go today. Gonna try to get to some warmer climates and hopefully dry the rig out a little bit as things start to defrost. Thanks for joining us for this drive down the Alcan. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see the rest of the journey. Bye!
Oh, now it's dripping over there.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're melting all along here. Little drips are coming out. See it right there.